Hi, everybody. We've addressed this over on Patreon, but I just want to let everybody know that after a lot of back and forth, I've come to the conclusion that Sean and I probably should not work together. I know that's news a lot of you guys don't want, and I'm sorry, but I am proud of the work we've done over the past few years, and I hope you enjoy what's coming next. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I want to thank you if you're joining us here at the Out for Smokes podcast. I want to thank you for being here. We are, like I said, going through some big changes, but some little changes as well. So yeah, couple new things to the show. One thing that Johnny and I have decided to do together, we realized we were looking at the show, looking at everything we were doing over the past year, and realized that actually we needed to be more pro-Palestine. We're actually not pro-Palestine enough. So now the show will be, I want to say, 70 to 80% more pro-Palestine. We will still be on Patreon, and 6% of the Patreon revenue from now on will be donated to some pro-Palestine charity. We're not sure which one is the right one. You can let us know in the comments which one you think. And so yeah, we're taking the show in a little bit of a different direction. We hope you enjoy what we have in store. We actually have two very special guests today, and I'm really excited to have these guys here. I'm a huge fan of their work. I like what they do, and two guys that you don't really get to hear from in the media. Please welcome to the Out for Smokes podcast, two guys from Hamas. Gentlemen, it's nice to have you here.
Oh, dude, Mike, thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for coming in.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Or are you just saying that?
No, I'm a big fan of the pod.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I used to watch you all the time on Cumtown.
Really?
When you were like a guest. It's a couple of days. Adam Freeland stuff's good too.
It's good, yeah.
It's not like Cumtown, but
yeah.
some good stuff there.
Well, I'm a huge fan of your guys' work as well.
Dude, that means a lot, dude.
Thanks a lot, man.
I think everybody else is. Yeah. So how are you guys? First of all, how are you guys enjoying the city?
It's great. They really like a lot to take in. The trains are crazy.
They're a little crazy.
Yeah,
they're a little chaotic.
Honestly, the cops everywhere kind of made me feel like at home. I'm kind of used to armed guys watching me all the time.
Sure.
But that was cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They'll just change the schedule up on you without telling you. So all of a sudden you're on a different train.
I know.
Mid-ride.
Mid-ride, it just turns into an express. And it's like, well, I guess I got to go walk 30 minutes back. There's no way.
You guys have any pizza while you're here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a couple good slices. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of it's good. Some of it was bad.
You know what they don't really tell you? The really good pizza is in my opinion, Staten Island has some of the best.
I didn't know that.
Some of the
Really?
best stuff.
I haven't made it over
that
there.
is? Yeah.
Yeah. You guys should go. Not dressed like that, but
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to.
you can take that stuff off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I mean, outside the podcast, I don't mind, but
Yeah.
If we go to the Bronx, though, we should probably keep this on. A lot of guys kind of dress like this up there.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to fanboy out too much, but I really do love watching you guys blast IDF soldiers.
That's crazy, man. We were just talking about that. Like 9-year-old us, like when we saw our dad get killed by the IDF, we would have never believed Mike Recine would be a fan of us.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's really weird. Like 9-year-old me would have lost it.
Yeah.
So you watch the videos?
I watch a good amount of the videos. Yeah. Well, because it's like you have to watch the videos because all the videos that I'm seeing on social media, it's either like, oh, they bombed another school.
Yeah.
Here's a bunch of kids running around scared. Here's a little girl with her arms her arm blown off. So it's like, yeah, you have to watch the videos that you guys are making because it's like a chaser to the.
Yeah.
I don't think chaser's the right word, but what's the
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's like the antidote almost.
Herring for sure.
It's like yeah.
Yeah, it's like taking a
like a
Xanax.
sorbet. I don't know. I don't even know.
An
what you would say.
aperitif?
It's like if you were eating diarrhea, right?
Oh, okay. So,
it's like if you were eating a bowl of diarrhea. That's the bad video.
Well, I don't know.
And then the videos you guys are making are like the ice cream after the bowl of diarrhea.
I mean, that's why we put all the good work into making.
Where do you usually watch our videos? Like, we're just trying to optimize our,
Twitter, I guess.
Okay, Twitter. So yeah, we get a lot of traffic on TikTok too. Instagram's kind of been tough. Reels, we're still figuring out Reels.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they banned Sean King from.
I mean, good riddance, you know.
Yeah. Your guys aren't fans.
Is that white guy that?
Yeah.
Is okay. Cool. Yeah. No.
They call him Talcum X in the tunnels.
Talcum X. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Speaking of the tunnels, what is that like?
I mean, lately it hasn't been that much of a party. Not too good, but
it's got to be fun being in there like with your boys, though.
Yeah, it's like a cleaner version of Ninja Turtles. You know, like we got video games down there and we hang out. We
we got a PS5 recently. That was pretty sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
What games you playing on there?
Well, FIFA.
FIFA's pretty popular. If it's just me, they put out a remaster of Dead Space, so I was playing that a little bit.
Nice.
I thought it'd be funny to play Call of Duty and just keep losing, like purposely.
Yeah.
Well, I always said this. I feel like hopefully in 10 years, if they know what's good, what's going to make money, you guys will be the stars of the new Call of Duty.
Hopefully.
It'd be cool if we could at least get like a Fortnite skin, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Sick,
yeah. But I would love to play like a Call of Duty, like Road to Resistance or something.
It would be an incredible game.
You start off 4 years old. You have to.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Your whole family is murdered. You're 4.
Yeah.
And then just follows you, trying to survive until you can actually become a
And it's
member.
like you get to spend most of the game as like a 6-year-old. Maybe the training, or maybe just the training level.
Okay.
Right.
You get to be 6 years old. You're an orphan. Yeah.
You throw rocks.
Cool. That'd be
yeah.
Maybe more of like an open world game then, like The Witcher, but for like, being Muslim.
Yeah. Or like Zelda, but extremely sad and depressing.
Did you guys ever get to play Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, that's a really good. I played that. I never got to play the DLC, but I played the full game. I got the platinum trophy.
Okay.
Yeah. So did all this stuff in it.
Nice.
It also just sounds like Ghosts of Tsushima to me. Yeah. But it's Tsushima, right?
Tsushima.
Yeah, I never played that one.
Yeah, it's cool. You can play. I played the flute a lot, even though that wasn't a really major part of the game. I liked playing the flute.
Okay.
It's kind of like in Zelda when I found out you could go fishing, and I'd just waste hours, kind of fishing. Like or like Red Dead Redemption 2. You ever play that game?
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
That game was good, but I did find it a little tedious.
It is. I agree 100%.
Because I remember playing and being like, "What is this? I have to wash my horse."
Yes, you had to make soap.
Like,
that's a good boy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I gotta wash my ass now.
And what's weird about that game is, in Grand Theft Auto, there's a lot of like Grand Theft Auto 4 was the first game where you could like date a girl. You could like take a girl on a date and get drunk, and then you get laid.
Yeah.
Which is better, which to me, that's kind of better than the prostitute thing, because it's like you feel like you accomplished something.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Red Dead, there wasn't any, it was weirdly like clean.
Yeah,
there wasn't any sex. There wasn't any sex in it.
You could get like a bath from a lady.
You could get a bath.
And that
lady
was
would give
cool.
you a bath.
But yeah, there was a surprisingly low amount of racism for the time period, and you couldn't have sex, which feels like a very cowboy thing.
Right.
But
right.
You can't even have sex with another cowboy, which I mean, we're not too, but
yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
Oh, is that your yeah?
You kind of draw the line there, so but
right. So that was your problem with Red Dead. There wasn't.
No, that we're glad that was a plus about it. Yeah.
You're glad that there wasn't, but you guys don't do that thing where you throw gay people off buildings, right?
Nah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really. We don't do that.
It's more
we
of a
should set
thing
the
as-
record
yeah.
straight, because there's a lot of like mischaracterization.
No.
Yeah, sure, but a lot of it you'll see the IOF doing.
For sure.
Right? So like the things they accuse us of, they'll be doing it every day.
For sure.
On camera,
For sure. And because I read something where it was like, everybody goes, oh, Hamas will throw you off a building. But then there was one story about like there was a guy who was like, he was like a traitor or something. So he wasn't thrown off a building for being gay. He was thrown off for being a traitor, and he happened to be gay, I think, is the understanding
right
that I have.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of room for nuance in like modern media discussions,
For sure.
But
Well, that's
it's
why
just
you
some of the
guys
stuff you
here.
deal with. Yeah,
Now, how do you deal with like, because right after October 7th,
Yeah,
it was like these barbarians. These barbarians are just parading people through the streets and raping women and pissing on them, and then it come to find out you guys didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
So how do you? I guess my question is like, how do you deal with people saying all this nasty shit about you?
I mean, the truth will come to light one day, but
Sure.
I think the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
We kind of publish everything we do. So
haters will be your waiters at the table of success, as they say.
Right.
And
Eric Adams said that.
He did say that.
That is such a good quote, though.
It is such a good.
I mean, it's like, yeah. It's
unfortunately, old black guys say a lot of cool shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of his work, but he says some cool.
No, I mean, it's really dumb, but it's like it's the best thing to say when I have that locked and loaded anytime someone tries to say something online.
You got to.
Yeah.
It's the perfect thing. I just go, you'll be my waiter at the table of success.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to say champagne for my real friends and real pin for my sham friends.
Is that Drake?
It's not Drake.
It feels like something Drake would say.
That was like a 90s emo band, I think. But no, I love that one except for Champagne's Haram. So I wouldn't really serve champagne to my friends, but
And then what do you guys do when you find like someone who's a traitor, who's not with the? I mean, I imagine that's got to be very hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get rid of traitors. Like, you gotta make an example of them.
Do you have to like chop their balls off and stuff like that?
I feel like you just have to throw them off a roof, or or just take them out.
Okay.
And give them the old Mussolini from like a telephone pole.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I give them a noogie before they finish tying them up. And just, you got to get one in, because I'm not really the executions guy. I'm more of like a clerical guy. I handle a lot of logistics, but I'm still there for it. I like watching it because
And that really doesn't bother you guys when people go, oh, they're rapists and they're whatever, this and that.
I mean, we're not raping out here.
No, we're not.
We're too busy defending our homeland.
Right.
Listen, small circles, big checks. That's our motto.
I hope so. Well, I heard that. What about the rumor about you guys being? People say, oh, the leaders of Hamas, they're all billionaires. Is that true?
You saw how the leader of Hamas died with an empty stomach,
right?
Fighting till like the last second,
right?
I don't see billionaires doing any of that.
Yeah, that's more of like a Zelensky thing. Like, he's definitely got some back donors, but we're more like crowd-funded.
Okay.
Yeah, we reject the notions of being industry plants entirely.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess what else do I have here? Because, we just had a little this is what I want to ask you about. Because there's a ton of like propaganda and stuff out there, right? But I think when public opinion started to change a little bit when that first video of the hostages were getting released, or at least it.
That and a lot of TikTok stuff where there's just eyewitness stuff of hostages being like, no, they were chill. They made sure.
Yeah, it seemed like they were pretty chill.
I mean, this year was a pretty good argument for Jews don't control the media, because as soon as TikTok started coming out, they were kind of like, oh, shut it down when you're making us look bad.
Right.
They didn't really have much control over the media this year. There's plenty of eyewitness people saying that we were good to their kids, that we made sure, like, we explicitly didn't rape and kill.
No.
To show.
Prioritize the hostages over even ourselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's still not enough, especially with like deep fakes and stuff going on now. I mean, there's a lot of deep fakes about like babies that died, and then, you ran it through a software and it turns out it was AI generated using like images of like a dog at a vet. And, there's a lot. It's really hard. The fog of war has never been murkier, but
sure. I can't imagine anybody who's in a shittier position than an Israeli hostage at this point. Because now it's like if you see somebody on Twitter and you see them go like, how about you say release the hostages? You almost just want to be like, okay, you know, like nobody seems to be thinking about them at all.
Yeah, at this point, not at all. You never hear it.
Yeah, if I was an Israeli hostage, I'd go, what the nobody cares about me.
Yeah.
I'd be like converting to Islam right now.
Yes. I mean, yeah, they're not having that great of a time, I don't think.
Is Islam though? It's pretty welcoming if you wanna join.
Yeah. It's super easy.
Okay.
And it's really welcoming. It's just like you really don't have to do much to jump in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even make you like
you don't even have to
cut your dick or whatever.
No, there's no real prerequisites. You just got to be down, you know. I don't know. It's kind of like doing like stand up or something. It's just an open barrier, you know. Nobody really.
Yeah.
You can just.
Do you have to if you convert to the other one? Do you have to do it as an adult?
Yeah, you got to go to a mall and stuff, and they literally they give grown men. You didn't hear this? This is incredible.
Nothing against the beautiful religion of, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm not trying to make fun of that, but yeah, no,
it's
you
just
gotta.
Funny, like imagine meeting like just a insanely hot Jewish woman, and you're like, I want to marry you, and you know, and she's like, okay, there's just one thing.
Did you hear about this? The guy on TV who like came at Ta-Nehisi Coates. Did you see that interview where he's like if you know you read this book, like it kind of sounds like you're radicalized and like talk shit to Ta-Nehisi Coates, and then you find out that the guy is like Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski, where he married a Jewish woman and converted, and then she broke up with him and took his kids to Israel and left him in the U.S. And he had to get his penis like circumcised in order to marry her. Then she dipped on him.
Well, you know, getting married's getting your balls cut off anyways.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's a little bit of foreskin too?
I mean,
so you guys don't have like control over your wives like people think?
No.
Okay.
No. Some say the wives have control over us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, but I mean, yeah, it's chill. You know.
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy to me that like you got to go into some old man's office and have that discussion.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's got to be a weird sit down.
Yeah.
You're like, are you seriously gonna put my dick in a vice and then like cut off the end of it?
You're like, can I see the equipment that you use? Slice.
I can't even look when I get a fucking needle put in my arm.
I know.
I'm not trying to.
I don't think you have to look at it. That's funny though.
They're like, no, you have to look.
Yeah.
If you look away, we're gonna stop, and we're only gonna continue. And if you look at it,
isn't it so crazy to do that to a baby?
It's hard, man.
A baby, like out of the womb.
Yeah, because as an adult, you can at least, you know, they can give you like.
You can at least be like, okay, I'm getting some Jewish pussy.
I won't lie, like
choice.
They can give you a little alcohol pad to blow on. To like,
Rachel,
they did it to my kids, and
okay, my wife Rachel, you know.
Yeah, they did it to my kids. I wasn't there though.
They did it to your kids?
Yeah. They did it at the hospital.
Oh, really?
I felt like,
we
bad.
said no way, Jose.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my wife was like on the fence about it, and then I
mean, it's a weird thing to do.
She saw one documentary,
but I mean, I don't know. It does sound nice to not have the schmegma, you know, stuff you get as an adult. But I feel like, wait, you know.
Are you cut or uncut?
I'm actually cut. I was born at a hospital, so.
See, I think it's fine if you're. Like, I've never had foreskin. I don't know what it's like, but it seems like it's got to be.
Well, you know, like if you're cut, you lose like 90-something% of sensation in your dick, and like
it just means you fuck better.
I know. I'm like, thank God, actually, because I'd be like coming right now to something that happens.
Oh, really? See, I wouldn't mind a little more. I wouldn't mind a little more sensation.
Really?
Yeah.
Pussy too tight sometimes. You know?
Because I've seen. Because
sometimes you're in that ooey, you know.
Right.
That ooey.
Yeah, ooey. Yeah, and it's just got you touch and bust, you know.
But sometimes you see stand-ups go and they'll be like, oh yeah, my you know, I don't need to be more sensitive. It's like that just seems like such a cucked mindset to be like, yeah, cut a piece of it off. I don't care.
Right.
I don't know. I kind of wish I could.
More the troubling thing of that, you know, that if you're cut, that's probably something your mom's into.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
That's like the weird thought you have to process. Like, oh yeah. Like,
because my family like flipped out.
Yeah.
My family and my wife's family, they were like, that's disgusting. Like, he will 100% be circumcised.
How am I supposed to suck my grandson's penis?
That's what I'm saying.
If it's not circumcised.
I mean, Muslims have to do it. So
they do?
Like, yeah, it's like a religious. I mean, a lot of the same rules as Jews.
So who's not circumcised?
Hindus.
Hindus, yeah.
Yeah, Hindus.
Interesting.
I guess Buddhists. Some types of wasps don't get circumcised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Protestants don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fun watching IDF soldiers like piss themselves right before you?
God, it's awesome.
Super cool.
Right before they get hit with the red triangle, it's like pee-pee time.
And then what do you edit those videos on? Do you have?
I use Video Leap. It's like a cheap Chinese software, but it's similar to like Adobe Premiere.
Okay.
But you can do it on your smartphone. It's pretty convenient, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a CapCut.
CapCut's good too.
Yeah. Chinese, not an Israeli software.
And then sometimes
you always gotta check these things.
For graphics, we use Canva. Canva's pretty good for like flyers and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's
nice. I do want to talk about. I mean, we had a little bit of an election a couple days ago. Yeah. I want to weigh in on that a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Donald Trump won the election. He beat that lady, and
by a lot, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By a lot. I was like hearing a thing where it's like it was a lot, but it's still less votes, and like, I don't know, all that stuff kind of.
It was also the least exciting. Like 2016 was not that exciting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were.
It really wasn't.
Gaza. You guys were in Gaza.
But I was pretty stoked on Bernie for the early part of it, but after that dropped out. It's kind of like. It's like when your sports team like loses in the playoffs, so it's like I'm not gonna watch the finals.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like when the Mets.
It doesn't really matter. I don't have a dog in the fight. You know, no matter what, it's gonna be hell.
Yeah,
it's gonna be bad for you guys either way, no matter who.
Yeah,
right. And then I think that a lot of people, like I had a conversation with a friend of mine a couple weeks before the election, and he was basically like, well, politics is about choices. And he made a pretty good case. And he said, Trump's going to be so much worse for the Middle East, and politics is about choices. And like, you have to compromise and everything. But I
thought he was like an isolationist though.
Trump?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like it'd be interesting because it seems like everybody's
AIPAC
a war hawk. Tells everybody what to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I would love to think that Trump's going to be like, no, I don't think so. I'm not killing any more babies. Because there's audio of him talking about, like, he's talking about Bibi and Abbas, and he's like, I told Bibi, I don't think you want to make a deal. I don't know where I heard it on Twitter. Like, I don't know where it was, but it would be not. I doubt it's going to happen. I'm not trying to be naive, but
yeah, I think a lot of Americans are going to need to wake up now because, like, they were lulled into kind of a coma the past 4 years, and now they're all, the orange one.
Yeah, well, they needed another spanking, you know.
They need to wake up. Yeah, they need
really
to hit rock bottom.
Yeah, but I was trying to tell a friend of mine, like, if you're somebody who pays attention to this stuff, and not everybody does, but a decent amount of people do, and I feel like Hillary lost the left in 2016, right? So, but Hillary also wasn't doing a genocide in 2016. So I do remember thinking, like, God, I guess I kind of hope she wins, but if you don't have that part of the party, you're not gonna win. And people do. You think nobody cares about this stuff, but I think people do. More people care about it than you think.
Well, also trying to win over your haters is very cucked behavior, kind of. You know,
you're talking about how they placate to like
Reagan era Republicans, which is like more of a non-existent entity these days.
Yeah.
It's like this, right? Say I have a steak and cheese place, and everyone loves my steak and cheese, but then I have a competitor creeping up. So I go, fuck it. I'm not making steak and cheese anymore. I'm making fucking dog shit sandwiches.
Yeah.
How am I winning with that strategy?
You got to be more of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just own what you do.
That's why we're doing more pro-Palestine.
By the way, did you pour this water?
It's from like a cooler thing.
Okay, but you did. I just realized we were kind of just drinking the water that it was kind of already here when we got here. just got to be careful.
I
with those
poured
sorts
it
of things.
fresh. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we know, but
no, but you can't be too careful.
It is a media studio.
There's like cyanide in there.
Yeah.
You can't be too careful these days.
Yeah.
Honestly, rookie mistake on my part. Sorry for waiting so long to bring it up.
Well,
but I guess I was trying to. But what I was trying to tell this person was like, people who pay attention to this stuff don't want to go in and vote for the person who's doing it because they feel like they're complicit in it.
Yeah.
Like this issue that's very important to a lot of people, that people pay attention to, that people protest and call their reps about, like, there's a lot of people who they just don't want to feel like they're endorsing it. They almost feel like they don't want it on their conscience.
100%. I think you're absolutely right. I think people wanted to abstain from voting because if they didn't, they're obviously not voting for Trump, but they're not going to vote for Kamala because she is part of the administration doing this. So they were like, fuck it, I'm going to stay home. Mm-hmm. I think that accounts for so many of the missing votes. Like,
yeah, a lot of people went third party this year. There's like districts in Michigan.
But Jill Stein wasn't even on the ballot when I voted.
Yeah, well, you would have to write her in.
It wasn't everywhere, but they had her on the ballot, I think, in like parts of Michigan. And there were like districts where like Trump would get like 50+%, but then she got like 30.
Okay.
And Kamala got like 15 to 20 or something like that. I don't know. But like she got like the least amount.
Okay.
Like third party went over her, which is,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, they definitely lost the Arab vote this year.
100%.
Yeah.
Because he lost Michigan. She lost Michigan. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean every state she needed to not lose, she pretty much lost.
It was almost like they were trying to. They sent Bill Clinton into Michigan, and he was like...
we talked about that last week on the show.
Yeah.
That speech was...
It was fucking insane. I was like, are you trying to lose this when I watched it?
But you're literally talking to people who might have had family members killed.
Yeah, and you're like, too bad.
He's like, I just want to remind you.
I'm like, dude, go get your dick sucked.
Yeah, they
somewhere.
brought
Stop
Obama out.
I just want to remind you they were in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
The babies were in the way.
They brought Obama out to scold black guys because they were afraid that like, Trump was getting the hood vote because he got shot and had a mug shot. But all those guys, I don't know. They still got like 90% of the black vote.
And Obama's like, what's actually cool is having gay sex with your chef.
Yeah.
Does he?
But yeah, the guy that
you gotta drown
him. Yeah. See, he knows what's going on.
Wait,
I know you guys are.
I'm gonna look
you
this
guys
up.
are over there.
Shout out Big Mike.
Yeah, I
watched
know.
Reddit. So.
Well, the chef that Obama was. He was
serving him more than hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
And then he drowned.
Yeah, he drowned
on accident.
8 feet of water when he was paddleboarding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think what happened
with
was
a concussion on the back of his head.
Obama was having gay sex with him.
And then Hillary came on another kayak.
What's cool is getting your back blown out by a guy.
Also, didn't they criticized when the Puerto Rico stuff happened because they had the dude at MSG. They were trying to say that Trump was also bad for Puerto Rico during the hurricane while they were actively fumbling a hurricane disaster in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, where it's like he doesn't know how to deal with the hurricanes. Like, isn't all of North Carolina just fucked in the ass right now?
Right.
It's so cartoonish. I wonder if they realize that all the shit they're talking about is things they're actively fucking up
it's
at
like
the same
calling
time.
somebody a rapist when your dick is actively
Yeah. It's like all those Hillary guys in 2016 that were super outspoken for Hillary, and one by one, each of them got accused of rape. Yeah. Remember? All the comedians. Oh, dude. There's so many comedians in 2016 that were
every weird, silly improv guy. But now we have the inverse where we have a lot of cutesy crowd work guys that like Trump, but they're also all rapists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know a lot about American stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in the tunnel,
There's not a lot of stuff we get. We watch a lot of Red Bar in the tunnels, too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we like Red Bar.
I'm a big fan of him, too.
Yeah, Red Bar, Hamas is pretty big on Red Bar.
He really does say exactly what needs to be said.
Yeah, sometimes he fixates on weird things. He was fixating on Sam Morril's nipples one time, and that was a little weird, but...
Okay.
But still, for the most part, he says the quiet parts out loud that we like.
I was watching the other night. He was talking about when guys creep out women, and he was like, "Yep, see, they talk about their boyfriend when you make them uncomfortable." He's like, "Girls never tell me about their boyfriends." because he's like, I don't make it uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. I like this soundboard too.
It's good. Yeah, Johnny, we need to get one of those.
Yeah.
Think of 7 sound effects for the future of the show.
Liking Israel. Give it a big boom.
Anyway,
do you think the Costco guys would give us a boom or a doom?
A boom.
Yeah, they give us 2 big booms or 1?
2 big booms.
2 big booms.
No, they're probably. I think they're corny.
Oh,
Costco guys.
I'm not a fan. No.
Yeah, I don't think they're down with Hamas.
Yeah.
Are they Jewish?
So I guess I just want to say, so election night, I didn't even think I was going to go and vote. And so I went to get, I forget where I had to be. I think I had to be. Oh no, I had to be at the stand for a live stream. But cool. I ordered my family some Chinese food. And so I was walking home carrying the Chinese food, and this woman walks up to me, this young girl. She's wearing a keffiyeh, and she gives me this flyer, and she goes, "Hey, just so you know, we're trying to do this campaign. Instead of voting for your congressman Dan Goldman, we're trying to get people to write in Hind Rajab." I said, "Oh, that's great, And it was actually, I have to say, it was the first time in a while when I had that I had like connected with another pro-Palestine person. And I feel like when you're over here and you're pro-Palestine, it's very easy to lose your community,
Yeah.
You have to find the community, and you have to really like force yourself to be a part of it, because there's so much effort to fragment you, to make you give up, to make you go like, what am I doing? You guys, I don't know if you guys relate to this because you're in the tunnels and you're fighting the IDF with like guns and stuff. I'm just talking about for me as a podcaster, right? It's easy to kind of like give up and be like, what am I doing? But just that one girl giving me that flyer, being like, "Can you please go do this?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And it like, I don't know, just changed my entire mood and the way that I was thinking about everything. And then I went home and I said to my wife, I said, "We got to do this." And she's like, "Let's go to the polling place." Because my address isn't, because I moved it like, I think a year ago I moved. So I don't know if my address was updated or whatever, but I said, let's at least go. And we went to the polling place, and I got they had to give me like an affidavit or something.
Yeah.
My address wasn't, you know how it is when you guys don't have elections, but
Yeah, I study American elections, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
By
the way, I don't care. I don't care that you guys don't have elections, by the way. I get it.
I mean, do you really have elections, though? I mean,
what's that? No, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, in the U.S., are elections real?
Yeah, I mean, we have like a decibel system. Like, if you get the loudest cheer, I think you're leader. But
well, if I were that guys, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Elections? We gotta finish this. We gotta fight.
Yeah,
we gotta finish the war.
We don't really have time for the election
because Israel, right? They're not allowed to have I think isn't there something in their constitution where like if they're at war, they can't have an election.
They can't switch leadership or something.
They can't switch leadership.
I have a feeling that's why this war is forever, because they don't want to switch.
Well,
until he puts a little bullet in his head.
We're just preoccupied, I mean, Elliot Smith used to say that, like, when you have a job, you're always thinking about what you want to do when you get home. But when you don't, you're thinking of what you're going to do with all the time you have. Mm-hmm. You spend your time doing that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we're just kind of busy.
Was that on XO?
No, it was a Rolling Stone interview he gave. They just like unearthed it a couple weeks ago. It's pretty cool. Like they just came out, like they posted it like maybe like a couple months ago. I'll link it to you.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's like only 4.5 minutes.
Big fan.
Yeah,
big fan.
Really
too bad what happened.
Heat
Miser
guy. Too. Yeah, pretty.
Heat Miser is great.
Oh my God, so good.
So anyway, I went to the polling place, and instead of voting for that Zionist scumbag Dan Goldman, that piece of shit, my piece of shit congressman, who maybe I could even primary. I'm not sure if I looked at the numbers. I'm gonna learn Mandarin and try to primary him. Maybe, I don't know.
That would be fucking incredible. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I
wish we could vote from Gaza, because you'd have my vote.
Thank you. I wrote in Hind, Hind Rajab.
Yeah.
And that was like the only thing I voted for. I didn't vote for president. I live in New York. Who gives a shit?
Right.
But wrote her in, and and it felt good. I felt like I didn't let down that one girl that was like walking around the street late at night handing out flyers. She was like, "Oh, I was gonna go home because it's so late," and I was like, "No, I'm gonna go do it." So I don't know what the lesson there is, but I think it's like just don't lose the community.
Yeah, man, and you gotta find a new community. Like I have a friend in Brooklyn who's a parent too, and he was going through a similar thing, and he was losing a ton of his community because he was outspoken about the Gaza thing, and people were like kind of avoiding him because they didn't want him to be like, "Hey, what do you fucking think about this? Why aren't you speaking up?"
Now that's funny about your friend because it's like initially it was whatever, but a year into this, you are gonna lose some friends. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it happens.
You do lose some friends.
I mean, some people that you've known for like 25 years will like vanish too. And at the end of the day, you are responsible for finding community. The other thing is,
I'm so glad that you can relate to this as a guy who's, fighting a very tough battle.
I mean, we have our own community, but no, but I think it's important for everyone to acknowledge that. I think Rami Youssef said this, like the importance of finding community. And but it's reality. It's like you tend to align with people based on your ethics and your values. So like you can have fun with people and stuff, but you can't have more than a hollow, like surface level relationship with them if you don't align with them ethically. And values wise. So
because it's kind of crazy. A year later, I go like, man, I really did. I lost a couple friends. I burned a couple bridges, and I go like, what was that worth? And yes, obviously it was worth it, but it's just interesting to be like,
is Rami Youssef still doing his like Arab style Louis show?
No,
I think it's over now, right?
Oh, okay,
but it was what, like 3 or 4 seasons?
3 or 4 seasons.
Well, I feel like that was like the thing for a while. Is everybody just kind of did their own version of Louis for the past couple of years on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I derailed the conversation.
He's actually a friend of the show, so if you could just not, you could just not trash my good friend.
Okay.
No, he's great.
Because I don't want, because he would. I'm sure he's a big fan of you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure he's a big
I
fan
liked
of
the special on HBO. I thought it was
good.
really
Okay, good.
I just
because he would be really disappointed if you were like, Rami. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, he's good.
Because we talk about you. We talk about you a lot.
Oh, cool. Is he done the show yet?
Work a long time ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
should get him back on.
In my old house. We'll see. But yeah, and then and then I guess the last thing I'll say is just like it was the day after Election Day, and I'm walking up the street, and I saw my old neighbor, and our kids were born like within a month of each other, and I saw her, and she was with her daughter, and she was like, oh yeah, she's like, what are we gonna do now, But there's something about, and you guys are in Hamas, so you don't, your participation in the political system is different. Because all we do, we're a bunch of pigs. We just vote every 4 years, and we act like we're making a difference. But I feel like this is a good, and you guys just tell me what you think, but I feel like this is a good opportunity to like build for people, regular people, to like build some actual power.
Yeah, man. Just create their own coalitions and stuff.
It's the most important time because we live in conflict, but when you live in unprecedented times of peace, like Americans kind of do, that's when wealth disparities become the largest, and the gaps between those in power and those not become the most exaggerated. So it's whatever you can do. I mean, it's easy to give up and become very jaded about stuff, but now, even though nothing's going on seemingly, it's actually the most important time to try to be involved with things,
right? Because I'm just looking at her, I'm like, you have a young kid, I have a young kid, and she's like, what do we do? I'm like, I think we might have to get out in the street and riot a little bit and scrap. I think it's time to scrap.
Maybe
I don't know.
I mean, I saw some graffiti all over the city, like actually in Brooklyn, not really in Manhattan, but it said "escalate for Palestine."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's the problem. Like in France, they'll flip cop cars if you say that they can't retire early.
Yeah. If you change it like 6 month vacation to 5, they'll turn the country down.
Yeah. Like, what'd you say? 5 months fucking vacation paid till the day we die? We're burning
bullshit.
everything.
What are we, fucking slaves?
Yeah. They just light a police station on fire.
And we're just so cucked over here.
Yeah, I'm like,
literally
what'd you
whatever you
say?
want.
Like, yeah, I know. I mean,
minimum wage is $5 still? Okay, all right.
Okay,
that sounds
fine.
good.
Yeah, no, billions of dollars in bombs to Israel. Oh, that's fine.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
I mean, let's
sign
do
me up.
Let's do another women's march for Christ's
As
sake.
long as the Little Mermaid is, the verse, I don't care. Send as much bombs as you want to Ukraine and Israel.
Exactly. Don't put Little Mermaid back in the Disney vault and we should be all right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the women's march is a good idea. They need to do another, but like the pink pussy hat thing was ridiculous,
Yeah, I think they need to,
Yeah,
the left just needs to figure out how to like purge the dork out of them. Because I think that's where they lose the uninformed people.
Sure.
Is that they just are kind of annoying. And if you don't,
We don't have a lot
issues-
of great representation.
There's a lot of turning over the ball on the left, like a lot of running out of bounds with the ball when the end zone's like you have a clear path to it,
Uh-huh.
And I think that's where the people that generally want to be quiet and don't want to talk much are probably the people that need to start speaking up, and then the people that don't really know how to talk to people that are kind of tone deaf and just condescend people.
Yeah.
They gotta probably pipe down a little bit.
Yeah, agree. Condescension's not helpful.
No.
And I guess I do feel bad for women because their reaction, some of them, their reaction to this is like, oh my God, like another woman lost and another guy.
Well,
another
Roe
piece
v.
of
Wade
shit.
was a big issue for women, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I do feel bad for them because it's like, Nick Fuentes had a tweet about, like your body, my choice, and it got like 24,000 likes. I think if I was a woman, I'd be probably a little upset by that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd probably be a little scared, But I think that if you're a man, because I think that's most of our audience, men. If you're a guy and you're a decent guy, I think the next 4 years we're gonna have to we're gonna have to show up for our women. And I think
100%.
that's the most alpha thing you can do.
Yeah.
You guys are in Hamas, so that's kind of like
Show up
what
for
you're
'em.
doing. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta protect your ladies. I mean, the good thing is that the abortion will never go away in New York State, which is where I think a lot of people are primarily concerned about it. Whereas the places where it's gone, it's like that's where people aren't really thinking about it as much, and that's what's scary probably for them.
For sure.
You know what's crazy is abortion is allowed in Islam. So like the way they call Muslims backward, it's like
Yeah, I mean,
really?
in Iran, I actually no, never mind. I think that part it might be a little whatever. They do sex changes sometimes in Iran, which is I feel
Really?
pretty progressive. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. I didn't know that, but I kind of knew it in my heart.
Well, it is. They do it sometimes forcibly if you're gay, but that's
All right.
separate thing.
Oh man. Well, probably that's not the best.
We gotta go give them a
But-
call after this.
Hey, yeah, they're like, here, give them a call and verify the info.
Do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap this segment up?
No, free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Vote in local elections. Don't give up.
Free Palestine and patreon.com/outforsmokes. Thank you for joining us. We got more show coming up, so stick around. Oh, hey, everybody. Didn't see you there. Mike here. We got more show for you right now. How is everybody doing? How's your month? This month has been interesting. It's been a little nuts. It's been, a little stressful. I think I've gained some weight. I think I've aged like a president a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. I've been spending some more time with my family, and that's good. Today Benjamin finished school at noon, and I had to run some errands. I had to get some costumes for the episode that you just saw, and I was looking for bandanas, and we went to maybe like 5 different stores. The thing with bandanas is that you see them everywhere. You see them literally everywhere, and then when you need one, they're nowhere to be found. And I left his stroller in my car, so I had to carry him up on my shoulders. And we went to a bunch of different stores, and I have this. Do you guys have this? You guys who are parents, do you have an urge to beat your kid? Because I do. I had a couple times today. I wanted to go. Shut the fuck up, and I don't. but it would feel good if I did. You know? It's a lot. He's been kind of a lot. I guess I do want to get into, I hope everybody's okay after the loss of, after we failed another lady candidate, you know? We failed to the American people. We failed. We fucked up because we're such stupid little piggies. We're such stupid little piggies, and we shit the bed once again because we're fat little piggies who don't know what's good for us, you know? Yeah, it was very interesting because I went to the owner of the stand asked me to come by and do like a little live stream, and this was probably, I think, the least exciting election in my life. Were elections ever exciting? I guess 2008 was very exciting. It felt like the country was moving in like a good direction. 2012 was kind of like whatever. And then 2016 was like everybody, that was like the first bad one, you know? 2016 was the first bad one. Everyone just kind of went, whatever. And then Trump won, and then everybody cried. People were running through the streets, vomiting and crying, and they were very upset. And this was different because I went to like a local bar. I went to like this bar in Brooklyn, and there were people out, obviously, and there were people, I guess, who just needed a drink. But nobody's really that upset about this, which is kind of nice. I mean, on Twitter, they're showing you different people's meltdowns and everything, and they're going like, oh, the libs are... But no, everybody, it seems like generally, right, Johnny? People are like, people kind of expected this to happen.
And I don't think people were excited either way. And they've already had Trump, so there wasn't that like, what's going to happen now?
There wasn't like, because in 2016, everybody was like, we're going to be put into camps. But then this is like, okay, we did it already. Yeah, maybe we'll do COVID again. But now everybody's like, if COVID happens again, we're going to do it differently and not wear a single mask and just go and just do business as usual, because it was all, the masks were fake and the vaccines were fake, you know? So it was interesting because I went to my bar, and there's a bartender there that I know. He's a nice guy. And he was like, I'm really happy to see you. He's like, I'm having a rough day. I got to talk to you. Like, you're like one of the only people that I know that has a brain in their head. And, so we were chatting a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I think this is just time. We're living in an interesting time. And we're living in a great time if you're, I think we're living in a good time to be an individual, if that makes sense. Now it's time to think about, like, we have a couple months here. Because you remember in 2016, everyone was going, this is crazy. We have to contest this. They have to do the electorate. What was that thing where the electorate was gonna stop Trump? Like there was a certain group of people that votes, and they're the ones that certify the election. And people were like, I was just hoping they would stop this, but they can't. I was hoping the Supreme Court would intervene and stop him from taking office. But now it's like a good time to go like, all right, what's going to happen? How do I protect my family? How do I protect the women in my life? How do I make sure, do I need to like, this is a fun time because you get to take control of your life. You get to go, do I need to learn how to do abortions at home? Do I need to start stockpiling cans of soup? Like, it's going to be okay. It feels bad. It's 80 degrees outside. We're all walking. It's in November. We're all sweating. And you go, this is weird. And people aren't even enjoying the nice weather. So it's time to sort of look around, look at what's going on, realize that we all might burn to death. we might burn to death, we might drown, our families might die violently, but let's try to figure out how to survive. Let's think about community. Let's think about the people around us that need help. Let's take a look at, because there's not let's ask the homeless guy on the street if he needs anything. I mean, this is probably stuff we already do, but it's more, I think it's time to really take a look at think about politics in terms of like, how can I participate? Right. Because I'm sitting at the bar and this, I'm sitting at the bar, I'm on my laptop, and this girl is standing next to me. And so me and this bartender had been talking a little bit about stuff, and I'm going like, yeah, well, in 2016 they lost and they weren't doing a Holocaust, blah, blah, blah. And then this girl comes in, this girl stands next to me, and she's wearing a t-shirt, and the t-shirt says Oy vey on it. And I said, oh, I like your t-shirt. And she said, yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now. And I said, yeah, me too. Yeah, it's tough. And you got to keep in mind, she's a white woman, so she's not going to be allowed to bring her dog into Trader Joe's pretty soon. That's going to be illegal. But I go, yeah, you just kind of take it one day at a time, and hopefully we'll figure it out. And then I go back to my drink, and then I turn to her again, and I go, it's funny because the thing with politics is that there's lots of different ways to participate in it. Some of you guys know what I'm getting at. There's lots of different ways to participate in the political system, if you catch my drift. But I said, yeah, but the thing is, so maybe now we all have to make a choice about how we're going to participate in the system, right? And it's probably more than voting. I didn't say this to her, but I said it's probably more than voting. Maybe it's like it's going to protests, or it's getting involved in local stuff. We don't have to just it's pointless to there wasn't any good coming to help us. Even if she had won, she was bad. So there's no good left. And I think people we're going to stop like deluding ourselves into thinking that there's into thinking that. And I hope that people can build power once again, And I think you forget that those 4 years that Trump was in office, the left was able to build some power. There was the Bernie movement. The Bernie movement was growing. There was a big progressive movement, and that was a nice couple years. 2018, 2019. We thought, a lot of us thought, we're gonna do this and it's gonna work, and we got pretty close. So I don't know who that person would be. I think AOC should probably be. What can you say on YouTube that won't get me as strong?
They can reach their own conclusions.
They can reach their own conclusions, but I think AOC should be removed,
deplatformed.
Let's deplatform AOC for sure. Maybe that's the title of the episode, Jonathan. Deplatform AOC. But hopefully it's like we can all, now that we sort of see that we're all kind of fucked, maybe we can build something. Maybe we can build something a little better. So I'm optimistic about that. I feel good about what's coming next. And then when you think about it, if Kamala had won, right, then there would be 4 years of Kamala, and then what? Another 8 year, like another potential 8 years, because they wouldn't do a primary if she was the president, right? In 2028, there wouldn't be another primary because she'd already be the president. It doesn't make sense to beat an incumbent,
right?
So the next 4 years, maybe something good happens. Maybe we get. I mean, I don't even know what politician would, but I don't know. Maybe things change. Maybe we riot in the streets. Maybe they try to force impregnate our wives, and we say I don't think so, and we start cops because they're trying to put
deplatforming cops.
Yeah, we start deplatforming cops. Maybe Mike Recine becomes the Joe Rogan of the left. I don't know. But I think it's an exciting time. Things are changing. Things are, things are shifting. And I just think this is good. This is ultimately good because it would have been, if she had won, it would have been kind of bad, So now it's going to be really bad, but we can do something. We can empower ourselves. Like I said, we can go to our uncle's house and deplatform him. We can start. Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like everything is pretty culturally, right? There's not a lot of stuff. That's everything is kind of right wing, and it's sort of a bummer. Not that I think everything needs to be political, but there's not a lot of there's definitely a vacuum for just not like Joe Rogan and Kill Tony. Right?
Right.
There's got to be something else. There's got to be something else that we can watch and enjoy. Whatever that is. I don't know. I do feel kind of bad too because I saw I have a female friend that she was posting about how it's hard to be it's really hard for women because men can be pieces of shit like Donald Trump, but then a woman who's perfect can lose the presidency. And I texted her and I said, listen, me and you need to have a little talk about politics. Which okay, yes, Mike Recine I'm being insensitive once again. I've never said that I was sensitive to how people are feeling. And she goes, I'd rather not. And I go, all right, I just want to let you know that this is not. You don't want people to despair when they have bad information. I don't want this woman who I like very much and respect very much. I don't want her going, oh, it's impossible for women, because that's not true. It's impossible for women who are doing a Holocaust. It's impossible for women who love the Holocaust, who love mass murder. It's hard for them. But it shouldn't be hard for you. I don't want her to think that. It's I just wanted to be sweetheart, you're forgetting the Holocaust that's happening. And then she texted me back and she said, listen, I like you a lot, but I feel like just the fact that you're a man texting me that and telling me that I don't need to be upset is kind of indicative of, blah, blah, blah. And I said, damn, you're right. I was worried that was going to happen. Sorry. Yeah, there goes Mike Recine again, opening his big stupid mouth, causing problems with people. there he goes. There he goes, destroying relationships. But anyway, I felt bad. But I also don't want her to. I just think more young women should listen to what I have to say. I just think that. I just think you should be able. I hope Donald Trump passes a new law where if a woman is wrong, you're allowed to correct her, and you don't get yelled at. Right? I hope that would make the world a better place if you were allowed to, correct women every once in a while. We'll see what happens, but I'm certainly optimistic. Listen, don't get depressed. It doesn't feel like anybody is though. It doesn't feel like people are oh my God, what are we gonna do? right? It doesn't feel like people are like giving up. I like to think people are energized now because we're like, all right, who gives a fuck? We lived through it already. 1 million people died of a disease, but it's like we already did it. It was whatever, and we'll do it again. We'll do it better. We'll do it better this time, and it's fine. And let's build something. Let's try to build something. Let's try to make the world a little better for our kids. Or if not, at least let's fight for our kids. Okay? All right. That's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you either Sunday on Patreon or we'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.